All right, here we go. We've got an article here by NASA, Mapping the Milky Way in the NASA newsletter. In this week's NASA newsletter, discover NASA's Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope's detailed plans for a major survey that will reveal our home galaxy, the Milky Way, in unprecedented detail. Explore new images captured by the Parker Solar Probe during its second record-breaking approach. Explore new images captured by the Parker Solar Probe during its record-breaking closest approach to the Sun in December 2024, and hear former space station program manager and Axiom Space co-founder Michael Suffredini reflect on the ambitious path to building the International Space Station and the lessons learned. Plus, more stories you might have missed. Mapping the Milky Way. Ooh, what's this? Video. I'll watch that on my own. All right, the team behind NASA's Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope has released detailed plans for a major survey that will reveal our home galaxy, the Milky Way, in unprecedented detail. In 1 month of observations spread across 2 years, the survey will unveil tens of billions of stars and explore previously uncharted structures. The Galactic Plane Survey will revolutionize our understanding of the Milky Way, said Julie McHenry, Roman's senior project scientist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. We'll be able to explore the mysterious far side of our galaxy and its star-studded heart. Because of the survey's breadth and depth, it will be a scientific motherlode. The survey will cover nearly 700 square degrees along the glowing band of the Milky Way, our edge-on view of the disc-shaped structure containing most of our galaxy's stars, gas, and dust. Map up to 20 billion stars and detect tiny shifts in their positions with repeated high-resolution observations, and will only take 29 days, spread over the course of the mission's first 2 years. Okay. Roman's Galactic Plane Survey. The universe, chart-topping supernova. The James Webb Space Telescope has observed a supernova that exploded when the universe was only 730 million years old, the earliest detection of its kind to date. Webb's crisp, near-infrared images also allowed astronomers to locate the supernova's faint host galaxy. The solar system, solar observations. With help from the Parker Solar Probe, astronomers have made the first continuous two-dimensional maps of the outer edge of the Sun's atmosphere. At this boundary, some solar material escapes from the Sun to become the solar wind, a 1,000,000-mile-per-hour stream of particles that flows outward in all directions across the solar system, striking planets, spacecraft, and anything else. Oh man, I need coffee. I think it's going to be ready. Knowing exactly where this critical boundary is could help scientists understand how solar activity impacts life on Earth and our technology. Thought we've been studying that for a while. Just keep her going. The universe, broiling lava world. Researchers using the James Webb Space Telescope have detected the strongest evidence yet for an atmosphere on a rocky planet outside our solar system. Observations of the ultra-hot super-Earth TOI 561b suggest that the exoplanet is surrounded by a thick blanket of gases above a global magma ocean. The results help explain the planet's unusually low density and challenge the prevailing wisdom that relatively small planets so close to their stars are not able to sustain atmospheres. The solar system, solar recycling. Images captured by the Parker Solar Probe during its record-breaking closest approach to the Sun in December 2024 have revealed fresh insights into how solar magnetic fields responsible for space weather help escape from the Sun, and why at times they remain trapped. More NASA news. NASA astronaut Johnny Kim returned to Earth on Tuesday. Alongside Roscosmos astronauts Sergei Rizikov and Alexei Zerbritsky, wrapping up an eight-month science mission aboard the International Space Station. The crew made a safe, parachute-assisted landing at 12:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, southeast of Zek, Zhezkazgan, Kazakhstan, after departing the space station at 8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 8th aboard the Soyuz MS-27 spacecraft. Cradled in the nose of a high-altitude research plane, a new NASA sensor has taken to the skies to help geoscientists map rocks hosting lithium and other critical minerals on Earth's surface some 60,000 feet below. Ah, cool. Astronomers have been poring over a flood of data from NASA satellites and other facilities as they try to work out what was responsible for an extraordinary cosmic outburst discovered on July 2nd. The event was a gamma ray burst, the most powerful cosmic explosions, and yet, unlike typical gamma ray bursts that fade within a minute, this one continued for days. Lots of energy, so much power. All right, using the data from more than 1,600 galaxies gathered over 2 decades by the Chandra X-ray Observatory, a team of astronomers has found evidence that many smaller galaxies may lack central supermassive black holes. The finding challenges the common idea that nearly every galaxy hosts one of these giant black holes within its core. In the latest episode of Houston, we have a podcast. Former International Space Station Program Manager and Axiom Space co-founder Michael Suffredini reflects on the ambitious path to building the space station of leadership. Artemis, the science of lunar landings. Before we return astronauts to the moon through Artemis, NASA is studying how a lander exhaust can interact with the lunar surface, especially regolith, as it lands and takes off. At NASA's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia, engineers have begun a series of tests to study how lander engine exhausts kick up lunar dust, soil, and rocks. The critical data will inform systems to protect crews, landers, and nearby science instruments during future Artemis missions. The data will also be used by the agency's commercial partners as they develop human landing systems to safely transport astronauts from lunar orbit to the moon's surface and back, beginning with Artemis 3. Do you know, as Artemis scientists and engineers plan out the instruments and tools astronauts will use to study rocks and soil in the moon's south polar region during the Artemis 3 mission, it's worth looking back to this day 53 years ago. On December 12th, 1972, the final 2 Apollo astronauts to set foot on the moon stepped out of the Apollo 17 lunar module and began exploring the lunar surface. Among them was the first and still the only trained geologist ever to set foot on the moon. What was his name? Find out the answer in next week's NASA newsletter. Okay, was it Ron Evans, Harrison Schmitt, Eugene Cernan, or Ed Mitchell? Ed Mitchell sounds like a geologist name. We'll find out next week. Last week, we asked how mission planners worked within the limited space of the Gemini spacecraft for the 2-week Gemini 7 mission in December 1965. I think it was asking where they put like their candy wrappers or their trash. The answer? The astronauts stowed their garbage behind their seats. Yep. I don't know. I think I didn't guess behind the seat, or maybe I did. I forget. I think I guessed the Velcro one. Like they Velcroed the stuff. Because I was just thinking if they shove it behind their seat without the gravity, it's going to eventually float off. But maybe not. Okay, so I guess they stowed it behind their seats. For the first 7 days, the crew was instructed to put food wrappers, papers, and other unneeded items behind Commander Frank Borman's seat. And for the remaining 7 days, they were discarded behind pilot James Lovell's seat. Hubble's Night Sky Challenge. This week's object is Messier 45, commonly called the Pleiades or Seven Sisters, an open star cluster roughly 445 light years from Earth in the constellation Taurus. It contains over 1,000 stars loosely bound by gravity, but a handful of its brightest members visually dominate the cluster. Observed since ancient times, the Pleiades have no known discoverer. However, Galileo Galilei, the Italian scientist best known for discovering the largest moons of Jupiter and championing a A heliocentric model of the solar system was the first to observe the Pleiades through a telescope. All right, there's one article there. Oh, yeah, 10 minutes. Cool. And that, let's get some coffee.